For years, I thought my flares were random and came out of nowhere, but looking back, they almost never were. And here's some of the signs I ignored. So for me personally, one of the earliest signs I get, apart from slightly looser bowel movements, is I get a very strange kind of pain and sensitivity in my gut. Now, it's not usually something that would stop me going out or stop me doing what I needed to do, but it is something that would present itself and be there. So I would know it was there and I would carry on just thinking, it's not too bad. So loose stools, some pain, tiredness for me was always a confusing one because of the insomnia, but I'll get onto that. And then one other thing as well was sometimes I could come up with these little rashes, and that for me could also be a sign that some things were just starting to get a little bit out of sync. And something that's made it a lot worse, as I've mentioned, is I have long-standing insomnia. Now, because of that, it's made it very difficult for me to tell what's actually going on with my gut and what's being driven by IBD and other stuff. So because sleep is massively implicated in IBD, obviously it's how we repair our cells. So if you're not able to get that restorative sleep, that impacts on your body's ability to heal itself and deal with inflammation and keep inflammation in check. While I've been struggling with insomnia, that ability to recognize when I'm tired because of IBD or because of a potential flare coming or some sort of imbalance in my gut, it's very hard for me to tell because of the insomnia. So as I've mentioned previously, the turning point for me was just logging everything and starting to be able to use data. It's one of those things that's very underappreciated, and it's something that until you do it, you won't realize the value of it. It's actually quite similar to a dash cam. I always used to look at dash cams and think it's just a camera in your car, until the moment you have a crash and you can go, the value of being able to rewind time and look at what happened is so priceless. It's exactly the same when we're talking about our gut. If you have the ability to look back in time at what you ate, how you felt, how your sleep was, how much were you drinking in terms of your hydration levels, all of these things play a part. So the ability to look back, track, and then use that data is so incredibly useful. It's what I would recommend anyone with IBD. It's the first thing you should start doing. Track. Use that data to help you understand your condition. For me, once I started to understand when things were changing, when things were starting to go bad, I was able to intervene quite quickly. And again, from having this condition for several years now, I've built up my own sort of toolbox of things that I can use if things start to go like that. So that could be specific supplements, foods, drinks, regimes, even little exercise protocols and stuff like that I've got. That for me is a toolbox that I've built around my understanding of my condition and how my symptoms present themselves and how flares present themselves in me. It's also allowed me to really navigate myself around potential triggers. So when you're first diagnosed, it's going to be a minefield trying to figure out what you're meant to eat, what you're not meant to eat, what you can actually tolerate and stuff like that. So for me, by using data and by filling out food diaries, that has allowed me to build my own toolbox. And I still expand on this now, but that is how I tend to keep myself in check. And it's how I navigate my own personal situation regarding flares, symptoms, food, and anything else. So my advice to everyone is get journaling and track everything. If you're stuck with this or you're stuck navigating food and you don't really understand how you can figure out what works and what doesn't, drop me a message on my website, eat2win.com. I offer a free consultation and I'd love to work with you and help you understand your triggers and hopefully get you back to a place where you can actually start to enjoy food again.